What's up, everybody? It's your man, King A.D.S, your fam, here in the Inland Empire, getting back at you with some good vibes, and just wanted to get back up here in front of the camera and release that energy with you. I hope that you are, going through all your challenges, headstrong and getting it all in and getting it done, getting whatever that you need to get handled, covering your bases, lining up ducks if you can, and trying to knock down the challenges, even though this is a chaotic, weird time, and it's like the planet's going crazy, the people in the planet's going crazy, just everything's going crazy. And I've been actually trying to get a moment in edgewise for some days now, because things have been a little crazy, and including, like, I'm working on the music. If you guys, people who do catch up with me or keep up with me, know that I've been working on a lot of music, and also trying to get things handled and get a lot of things prepared for, like, my junk removal service and things like that. And so, just like a pinball, just feel like I'm pum all over the place. And then also, one of the reasons I was really pushing to get a moment in edgewise to reach out and connect with you guys is also because I wanted to share something else that's heartfelt, and it kind of reveals a little bit about my character and a bit about each and every one of us at times too. But okay, so at a video I did, like, before the last video I dropped, I think the last video I did was to give a shout to young Noble, rest in peace, who passed away recently, unfortunate circumstances, and to do, like, 4th of July catch up, like, recap. And I know a lot of people weren't really into the spirit of that this year, but then there were a lot of people that were. So either way, it was just all about expressing good vibes and trying to also remember what's important and dear, to keep our authenticity and heads about ourselves in that sense. And also, another reason, though, I wanted to get was a video before that, and I was talking about a few things in my childhood and past, and also some of my dealings with Mexicans and things like that, which is a funny title anyway. Like, I don't know, it was like going through my head, and it sounded comical to me, like, when I would read it. Like, I read the cover art, and it said something about me and Mexicans and stuff, and I was like, that would be funny if the episode was titled that. Because it just sounds goofy, right? Like, me and Mexicans, like, I don't know, it's silly stuff that goes on in my head. But also wanted to say, while I was doing that video, like, I was kind of on the spot. I put myself on the spot, and I just tried to freestyle everything, and I know, like, just like I said in that video, I had a feeling, and I knew I was remembering things out of step. Like, I knew I wasn't on it, right? That's part of the reason I was dying to do this video, for some days now, and I just barely getting a moment in edgewise now to do it. So I'm just gonna go for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, I knew I had all my facts were all mixed up. First of all, like, I said something about boomerangs and afros and temples and pyramids, and I think I might have been talking about Egyptians and Aborigines or something like that. And then there was a few other things that were out of step and out of order, which, I'm not perfect, and I'm gonna make mistakes, and I just was really trying to tie everything together with more of, like, a unified message. I know that there's been other things too that I've, like, either been debunked or things like that, like the Olmec carvings, and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? But it doesn't make a difference to me in the fact that our story is fascinating, and that yes, I do look into these things, but sometimes I get busy and I haven't visited the topic in a while. But I know there's a bunch of juicy good stuff in there, like a whole bunch, and that's really what I try to get to you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I always say, like, check it out for yourself, because of, I'm not, like, that's not my full-on jam. It is somebody else's full-on jam, though, and I love that. And that's what I hope that people do sometimes in the comments, is to drop knowledge, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, because then it just broadens everybody's awareness. And that's what I'm hoping for in the end, like, is that community of people that don't mind just sharing. Maybe they connect and spark up stuff too. But nevertheless, I just wanted to say that, like, yeah, I'm not perfect, I know that, like, and I never claim to be. I never claim to be someone who knows everything, and there's no way that I could hold on to all that stuff all the time, because I'm divided, and I'm mainly a music guy, you know what I mean? And you guys know that do check me out, and I'm so thankful for anyone that does vibe with me, you know what I mean? And on a lot of the times, like if I look into like things that I've done, a lot of the times I do pretty good, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty, I'm on point, for the most, like, and I'm thankful for that, because sometimes I test myself, and then I'll, the topic will come up again somewhere else or something, and it will have the facts there, and I go, oh, thank God, this thing between my ears still works, but it's not infallible. And especially when you're working, sweating, and it's hot and all kinds of things, and you got a million and one things on your mind, and you're spinning plates. So yes, please forgive me if it was a bumpy ride there, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I do my best always to try to at least bring something interesting, if it's informative, if I'm on point for that day. Yes, I know, like, but sometimes I will have a slip up, you know what I mean? And that was one of those times, I feel like. But I also want to address it to let you know that, yeah, I know I got some things wrong, and that, I wanted to go back and kind of touch on that, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that no one would think that I would just run around if I didn't have something straight. Like, I wouldn't research it again or revisit it, because if anything, that's what it makes me want to do. It makes me want to get back into those things that I found fascinating in the first place. So, and that would be the advice that I would have to anybody, is like, if you feel like you're slipping, it's like a muscle you haven't worked in a while. So if you don't use it, you lose it. So it's like, if you feel like you're slipping and that bothers you, then go get back to it, get back to the studies, the task at hand. It could only help you, if that's what you want to, invest your time in. It can only help you, and it's positive and constructive. So, like, of course I'm all for it, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, because immediately afterwards I was like, nah, I didn't feel good about it, and then I got back into things, and I saw a few things, and I said, oh, okay, yeah, I was mixing this up and that up, and I don't know where it came from, and I just, a little embarrassing, but I'm not too embarrassed to admit that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not too big, like, I don't have an ego to the point where I'm like, oh, I got something mixed up, oh, it's the end of the world. It's not. I made mistakes, and that's the message that I want to share to you too, is that sometimes you're going to make mistakes, sometimes you're going to slip up, sometimes you're not going to be yourself, so on and so forth. You're going to have an off moment, and that's just normal and okay. I think that these days people can be a little vicious, and this atmosphere can be a little bit hostile, but I don't think that's the best and thing entirely. Maybe we've, like, gone off basis. Some of them could just have a misstep, and you just, the best thing to do, though, is kind of admit when you have that misstep, or bow down to that misstep for that second and say, well, had a little slip up there. That's okay. Get back up, get back into what you need to do to be back in and on point again, and just get back to it. But you don't have to be perfect. I don't expect anyone to be perfect. I just try to test myself when I get up here, and I try to share something with you guys as well. So I try to freestyle it, because I want it to be as much as me as I can get in here for you, at the same time, and hopefully it feels like we're just chilling and talking, and and as my peeps, I would like, share my vulnerabilities with you, because that's what it takes to build a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, so that's pretty much most of the message that I have, right there. Is just like, not to be scared of making mistakes, and yeah, you're not going to be perfect, and you're not going to always have your best days. If you did, that would be like a highlight reel, and we all know that that's scripted, or rehearsed. And something that's non-rehearsed, yeah, you might have a slip up here or there, but nevertheless, you got some classic material. And if you feeling free and ethereal, go ahead and hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? If you getting free and you getting into knowledge, if you're building on your wisdom temple and trying to be in touch, you know what I'm saying, hit that like button, subscribe, man. King A.D.S Music is the music and vlog channel where I try to reach you guys with some interesting vlogs from time to time. Also drop music here and little videos, and sometimes I just try to have a little bit of fun, but the main thing is to connect with you and try to broaden my audience, and to, so people that, actually directly connect with me, we can actually get that going, you know what I mean? And because I feel like so much of that is lost these days. Things are either trending or something that's caught up by an algorithm, but nevertheless, like the things that last the longest is a grassroots, like authentic connection. So that's what I urge to do when I get up here. And I may not be the best at it all the time, but I just try to put a good foot forward to do it. And I hope that for the most, like what I really hope is that you guys enjoy the material that I put up here, content that I put up here. I hope you enjoy all the music, especially the music, because that's what I do the most. I feel like that's what I do the best. I don't think I'm the best in the world at it, but I feel like that's what I do the best, and it's what I've done the longest, from an underground perspective, and had a little bit of crossover successes, but nothing too major. But still, oops, give me a second here. Oh my God, it's like something flew in my eye and was itching. But nevertheless, it's what I feel I do best. I also like to do art and things like that, but in these days and times, I've been more on the music and stuff. And shouts to all the people who are out there getting creative, by the way. Or if you're learning something new and getting creative on that, it's taking that leap of faith for something that's new and unknown. That's what it takes. And definitely gonna have to get over not being perfect. Practice makes perfect, as they say, but you're always gonna be your own worst critic. But you also learn to let things go and then just go with the flow and in stride. And that's how you can actually break the barriers to become better and learn things, new things, is that you're not scared to mess up. And that's such a superpower. I wish more people were not scared to mess up. That's what I was saying, like about these days, like with social media, and like everybody's watching. So like, what if they start criticizing you and you like barely even started? There's also weird stuff on the parallel where someone just started and thinks they're like, I'm the hottest shit, but just that's weird too. But you know what I'm saying. But like, yeah, like I hope that people don't bash themselves and stop themselves from making progress, just because they can't nail something right away, or even if they're experiencing something's tough. If that's what they desire, you keep on going, you're gonna get it, but you're gonna mess up a whole bunch on the way. That person that's got that riff or that rhythm, with the drums, that good feel, that natural feel of those vocals or whatever. And they can do all these runs and have all these crazy ranges and octaves and stuff, is because they're always doing it and practicing. And I'm sure they just get lost in their own little world of trying to, master whatever it is that they're going crazy about. You know what I mean? So like, I hope that, people just follow their passion more than anything and just do what they're crazy about. And I feel like that's where it's at. You know what I mean? And my passion is to connect with you. You know what I mean? So like, I remember doing like some kind of scholastic test back in the day, like an aptitude test or something, and it was like my strengths were in communication. Like, I have a high comprehension level, so in other words, my gift more than anything else is to see how things work like patterns, and I connect the dots. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. So my awareness can be very high. I may not be one expert in like everything, you know what I'm saying, but I can understand it. See, and so that so my thing is communication, translating, and trying to get that to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I seem to do, no matter what it is I do. So I'm just gonna go with the flow. You know what I mean? And but yeah, don't be scared to not be perfect. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Keep on going. Don't quit. And yeah, man. And also, yeah, if you don't feel like what you're doing is popular, it's I mean, maybe it's your calling though. Just go for it. Be into your own thing in your own zone, for a change, and maybe just develop that love for it so that it creates its own space. And you'll find more people of your likeness. You'll find, as they say, your tribes and things like that. I love that. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, is cultivate a little bit more of that tribe. And but yeah, man, so if you're feeling that, positivity, man, you're feeling that unity, before, yeah, I don't want to forget this. Big shouts to all the people in Texas again, man. This is crazy stuff. Big shouts to the people. Is it North Carolina? Man, this is some crazy, unprecedented stuff. Everybody keep your head on a swivel, right? Everybody pray for everybody else, That's the best way I've ever heard it expressed on how to pray the best. They say pray for others, not for yourself. So pray for everybody in the world itself, that we don't blow each other up, that we don't go up in matchsticks, sticks of matches. We just go up like a house of matches, So let's keep the vibes good no matter what. And shouts to all my beautiful people of all nationalities, creeds, races, and everywhere, that are open-minded, objective, forward-thinking, progressive people out here making a change. And we know that change comes from within, and then it's just one thing, one step, one day at a time. We just keep on the journey, right? So I think I'm gonna get out of here right now. I got to get back to more of the music mixing, but I definitely wanted to drop this video because it was eating at my conscience for days. That's the type of dude I am. I've found over the years that that's who I am. I will think about the mistake. I will think about what was out of step or what I didn't get to say, or I will worry about somebody misinterpreting what I was doing or saying or anything, or how you might perceive me, you know what I'm saying? So like, I definitely have that inside of me, and it's not to impress people, it's not to please people, but it's to just set the tone straight and to clear the air and get it off my chest and rest my conscience. And I want people to understand that, like, and there is a lot of faulty information out there too. So you always want to be diligent in your studies and gathering information, but just want to let people, make sure that people would know that I'm not someone who would run around uninformed and then just take a magic carpet ride on that for life. You know what I mean? So that's mainly another thing. But that was bothering me. I just, and I apologize to anyone if I came across so strange and you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, yeah, it felt weird to me too, and I knew it, but I was pushing it. But other stuff is accurate and real, like the bloodline that I have in my family, all those mixtures and everything, and then also experiences that I've had and so on and so forth, and all the great people that I've met, more beauty in the world, all those things, yes, yes, yes. But there was a segment in there where I was like kind of cringing inside, and I was like, I know, and I feel like I said it on camera. I was like, I know I'm messing this up, but but just so you know that we both understand that I knew that, and so I want to move forward from there. So all in all, good vibes, man. I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you enjoyed this message with you. I think this came around in perfect timing, and and anytime you have a slip up like that, you can turn your what you might feel like is a shortcoming, you can turn that into a strength. You have to own that moment. Don't shy away from it. Don't. So what? Everyone's gonna be out. Even if you were the most sharpest or on point, quickest, whatever, you're gonna have a weird time sometime. You know what I mean? So and everybody around you's gonna be like, really? Oh wow, that's if you're playing a sport against them, if you have a weird day, they're gonna try to beat you. You know what I'm saying? But like other times, yeah, people can tell though. They go, that's not how they usually are. So, yeah, I hope that's the feeling that you guys got. And anyway, man, you guys are beautiful. You're wonderful. Hope you enjoyed this content. Enjoy the music as well. Definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like the video, share the video. Connect with me on social media. Definitely drop comments. Be constructive. Be involved. Oh man, intuitive. I love it. All those things, and stay elevating all the time. And I love you guys, and see you soon. Peace.